Hi everyone, it's 2024. How did that happen? We just wanted to do a quick video on what this year's held for us and to wish you all a belated Happy Christmas and a Happy New Year.
And I want to thank you all for just being in our lives because we've just had a really good year.
Yeah.
Okay, actually, there's been some crappy bits in the year and you've been there for us when it's been crappy and you know who you are, who's been there for us. But most of the year has been really brilliant and it's largely down to you. So thank you.
It's probably been one of the most eventful years we've ever had. And we'll cover a bit of why. Where did it start off?
With the kids in San Francisco and Monterey, staying at Rogers and then travelling around the Airbnbs in that horrendous rain, but it didn't stop us going to Acapulco and having so much fun with the kids.
Acapulco? We didn't go to Acapulco.
No, we didn't go to Acapulco, we went to Alcatraz. Begins with A. Then hey, the kids left. Boo.
Tearful for you.
It was, but we headed back off. We were going to head off to the Mojave Desert. And we got a little tiny bit towards doing that.
But we got a puncture, which was a big issue, and when you've got very unusual tyres. But we changed our plans, and that meant that we got to meet Chad and Gina.
That's right, because we went to Los Angeles and then we went and met them in Long Beach, didn't we?
Yeah.
And you had all your Unimog fun with Chad. And,
worked on our trucks together.
And Gina and Chad. Lovely times. Lovely, lovely, special times. Oh, I think we all were just so sad that we were going to go away that we ended up meeting up with them again and having Unimog playtime in one of the national parks in Anza-Borrego.
But before that we'd got to Zion National Park, Bryce Canyon at their recommendation. Great recommendation, guys.
Yeah, you never hear about these national parks, and they were really, really gorgeous and really, beautiful places to be.
And we got to wake up in the south ridge of the Grand Canyon in the car park. Virtually had the place to ourselves.
And it was snowy and there was nobody else around. It was brilliant. Oh, we had some snowy adventures and rescues and then we went down and we saw Donald and Margaret, who we'd met ages ago up in Wyoming. And Donald and Margaret lived in exactly the same house in Scotland that I lived in, just 10 years apart. It was, the magic of the universe stuff. All that stuff was going on, wasn't it?
With the snow behind us, we crossed the border.
We were a bit nervous about going into Mexico, weren't we?
Yeah.
We had heard a lot of mixed stories. God, how wrong could that have been?
Yeah.
But yeah, we got to meet Peter and
Kathy, and then George, and we travelled with them for 3 weeks and explored the Baja together.
The adventures we had together, oh my God. Whale watching.
Whale touching
with whales. Dancing in the bioluminescence.
Bioluminescent algae in the sea at night, which makes the water glow.
Cooking up fish that like sailors or fishermen came down onto the beach where we were parked and sold us and sing songs on the beach with tequilas and margaritas and it was just...
Baja was pretty special. But then we went across to the mainland, didn't we?
Yeah, and that was just lovely as well. We thought how was it you used to call Baja? Was it like Mexico?
Oh, Mexico Light.
Mexico Light.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh my goodness, here we go, more Mexico magic. How is the mainland going to be? Because everybody we'd met in Baja was so friendly and so lovely, and we were like, oh no, it's going to become really tough. It's going to be like in the movies now. We're going to the mainland.
It wasn't. It was great. And we met some more lovely people. We met Alex and Alma.
His mum, and his girlfriend Caroline.
And Guadalajara.
What about the mariachi music and all the food? And
being invited to join them at the table. They were there celebrating somebody's birthday.
Oh, we travelled. We went to Tequila. We went to Mexico City.
Mexico City. We met up with our friends' parents, who were the most wonderful, generous, kind hosts. and they took us out to see the pyramids at Teotihuacan. Pyramids in Mexico are bigger than the pyramids in Egypt, and there's a lot more of them.
You know, the warmth, even like in a city, you can't even just say the warmth came from rural people. It was just everywhere in Mexico.
Yeah.
It was just lovely, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And then we travelled through and we met up with some friends that we'd met in other places, like Julia and Walter, who we met in the Oregon coast, and Julia and I had done a wee bit of bartering trousers for a tin whistle at one point.
Yeah, that must have been 6 months previous we'd met them up in Oregon. But then we went down to Guatemala, crossed the border eventually, third time lucky, we got into Guatemala.
And we ended up on that lake where the boat broke down.
Yeah. It was interesting, it was something different, and it made for a good story.
Yeah, but having to clamber from one boat to another boat and this really, really, really deep lake that's like a crater of a volcano with that man from Guatemala City who was so off his face. He was really happy on it.
I think everybody seemed to think he was going to
Oh my God, we just didn't want him to fall in, sure we didn't. And then, oh my God, my Spanish lessons with Glendy. Down in Antigua, beautiful, beautiful city, beautiful architecture. And whereas other people were having their lessons in the classroom, Glendy and I were going to the street markets, and she was helping me to understand how to order things, and then we'd go and cook together and have a wee glass of wine together, and then there was Rory from Ireland who had the Irish bar, and oh God, the crowd we had.
It was some fun.
Dancing on the roof with the volcanoes behind us, and oh man.
Yeah. What was the last thing we did in Guatemala before we went into Belize? It was Tikal, wasn't it? Tikal National Park, where we went on a walk up through the jungle.
We saw the jungle
before dawn.
Yeah.
So you set off I think we met and headed off at 4:30 in the morning, and sunrise was maybe 5:30, 6 o'clock. So we walked up through the jungle with all the sounds of the jungle, the animals waking up.
The howler monkeys.
That was exceptional.
And then seeing the toucans, like out of Guinness advert.
Yeah.
Seeing the toucans, and oh my God, hearing all those birds, and then the pyramids just appearing out of nowhere. They were using that
Star Wars movie, apparently. Yeah.
Then so we went to Belize, didn't we? Belize was very interesting, very different place.
Yeah.
Like you go from everybody having been speaking Spanish for like months, the whole way through Mexico and Guatemala. You cross the border, and everybody's like speaking English, and the majority of the people are Afro-Caribbean, and you know it was just.
It was a sudden step change, just crossing a land border.
It was really strange, but again. Look at Thomas and his family in Manukau, where we met Neil.
Met Neil and Pat. Cloud 9 on tour.
Yeah, that was really lovely. Yeah.
Yeah, and I believe we went to Cape Corca.
Oh, the island, yeah.
Yeah, we were swimming with the sharks and the manta rays. Yeah.
That other animal that I saw.
Oh, yes.
It was impressive though. It was really cool. I've never seen one, and we don't have them in the UK. Mama. Oh, it doesn't matter what it's called.
We'll look it up and put it on the video.
Maybe. And that rainforest, skinny dipping.
Oh yeah. What was the name of that?
Bokawina.
Bokawina National Park. Mayflower Bokawina.
Mayflower.
Yeah.
Bokawina.
Staying the night in the middle of that forest jungle.
And there's only us and the guy who's on the gate. Nobody else was there. It was like getting into the really hot season, and everybody else had more sense than us.
It's reassuring to have Starlink, wasn't it? It was our only connection with the outside world, and we were just us in the middle of this jungle. Especially
after like just a day or two beforehand, we'd gone to this refuge sanctuary thing. They called it a zoo. Actually, it's more like a sanctuary, and there was the jaguars and everything. Do you remember? And then all of a sudden, it's night time in the rainforest, and it's just like. Yeah, oh my God, yeah. But then we headed back up into Mexico because we had a flight to catch back to the UK from Cancun.
Yeah. But the heat was, we were glad to come back because the heat was just so
It was-
oppressive.
it
And
was-
the humidity.
It really was. It was like beyond us, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was too much. We couldn't cope.
And to be honest, we'd already had lots of wonderful adventures, and I think that knowing that we had the tickets to go home, we were all of a sudden just wanting to be with the kids.
We were ready
and
to come home.
Mum and the
Yes.
rest of the family and all our friends. We were so ready. So it actually worked out really well. Because this year we have had the best of all worlds, haven't we? Because we got to come home as soon as we come home, big picnic, lots of family, lots of fun, and then no home because
the house was rented out
house
still.
is still rented out, which is brilliant because it means income, but isn't great when you don't have anywhere to live.
So we've been house sitting and cat sitting and staying in friends' houses. We've had such generosity from friends who've gone on holiday and said, no, you can just have our house while you're away.
Yeah.
It's been lovely. So generous.
God, yeah.
And we've had graduations.
Both of the girls graduated. And we're so proud of them, weren't we? And
Yeah.
they were so proud of themselves, and rightly so. They really big achievements, you know, with their Lindsay over in Canada and Madeline out socialising and partying and climbing walls and climbing hills. And
then Alistair said he was going to get married. So he got married just 2 or 3 weeks ago there.
Yeah, so he's off on another new adventure. And then it was lovely having them all here around Christmas and getting to see them all. And now things are kicking off for you.
Yeah, turned out recently that I was told cancer had come back, so January is going to be full of radiotherapy treatment, and having to buckle down and get on with that. But they're supporting me, lots of friends supporting me, lots of online support, all really helps. So we will post some updates on how that's going.
How about we go through some of because we haven't actually done a wee video for ages, and I've got so much stuff on my phone, and I know there's stuff on the GoPro. So maybe to lift spirits, what we'll do is we'll go through it, and if we think there's anything worthy of pushing together into little videos.
Yeah, we'll try and put some videos together of Mexico.
Mexico.
Let's do that.
But listen, thank you all. Can't thank you enough for just making our lives so full, so happy, so supported, you know, and we wish you all a really good new year. Like, there is going to be crap. We're all going to have ups and downs in the year. We know that, but we hope your downs are short-lived and are only slightly down. And we hope that your ups
are higher than ever.
higher than ever, and that there's lots of them.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Hope we haven't bored the pants off you.
Have a good year, guys. Thanks for watching. Bye.
See you later. Bye. Keep in touch.